A trip to Cancun ends in murder for the wife of an American reality TV producer. Bruce Beresford-Redman is a former producer for the show Survivor. During a family trip recently, he reported his wife Monica missing, and 2 days later, she turned up dead in a sewer. Monica's sister says the couple had been having problems.
And they were trying to reconcile and, be in a good, mood for the kids and, being a family and happy. That's what the trip was about.
Joining us now is criminal profiler Pat Brown. Pat, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks, Jeff.
So this former producer has not been arrested. He has not been charged in the crime. He's been detained. He was then released after being questioned, but told not to leave Mexico. What does that mean?
Well, they're definitely looking at him, obviously, since the couple was having problems. And I have to say, this is one of the most dangerous times for women when they sort of separate and then they try this reconciliation thing. There's a lot of emotions flying, and if the person isn't somebody you trust absolutely with your safety, you don't want to be there. Of course, we don't know that's what happened at this point. We don't know whether she actually did leave on her own, walking around and somebody attacked her, or whether this was a murder by her husband.
Mexican officials say there was a security guard at that hotel who saw the couple arguing and then saw him trying to hit her. Apparently, he had scratches on his neck, and they're now conducting toxicology reports. How critical are those scratches on him at this point?
Well, it certainly has. What reason would he have for scratches on his neck? It's an unusual place unless you are in a fight with somebody. So that's one reason they're looking at him. The other reason, I believe, is that they said his stories didn't quite match up too well. And from what I've heard so far is he said she went out shopping at like 10 in the morning. But as I heard that he didn't report it for a day. So what concerns me is that if she was killed on the property, it's an unlikely time for anybody to be attacked and dragged into a sewer at 10 o'clock in the morning on a hotel property that's that protected. That would be a strange story. Why wouldn't he have looked for her all day long? Why didn't he call earlier for the police? Where would his wife be? Why would he wait so long? Now, I don't know if that's just a rumor, but if that's true, that's one of those stories they're going to be looking at and saying, why is he saying that?
This gets tricky now legally, doesn't it? How long can they ask him not to, I don't know if they're asking him or telling him not to leave Mexico. How long can they do that? And if he does come back to the U.S., is there any way Mexican authorities could ever get him back if they did get enough evidence?
Right. Well, that's a good question. I really don't know the extradition treaties between Mexico and the U.S. It's interesting. He took the kids back to the U.S., then he flew back to Mexico, so he actually put himself back there. I don't know what the Mexican law is, but I want to say something about the safety issues. A lot of people have jumped on this and said, well, Mexico is totally an unsafe place, and that really is not true. It's not any more unsafe than a lot of other countries and resort areas, especially this protected area. So the question is also going to be, would he have the opportunity to move her body from the place that they were staying, the room they were staying in, to that sewer location? How would he be able to do that and get away with it? So they're going to be looking at all those possibilities and all the, is it possible for him to commit the crime and hide her body? So there's a lot they're going to be looking at. Hopefully they'll be able to get down to the bottom of it and get some real answers.
So sad for the children, too, of course. Pat Brown, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff.